3, 2, 1, live.
If speech is silver, silence is golden. When you speak, you should speak a few words. Speak sweetly and softly. That is the way to reach a listener's heart. A very good evening to one and all present here. My name is Samiksha Mirashi. I am a student of Deccan Education Society, Navin Chandra Mehta, Institute of Technology and Development. We the Happy Managers Hub welcome all our listeners to this webinar. We all are resources, but we are humans first and resources later. I wish you a happy HR day to one and all present here for being a good human being in your life. Human resources is not what we do. It is the thing that drives our business. Steve Wynn. So after hearing the name of the webinar, you must be excited that what actually it means. HR, the immunity. So after hearing the name of the webinar, HR, the corporate immunity booster, you all must be excited that what actually HR the immunity booster means. So today we all will get an idea about what exactly is HR. Today's agenda is introduction to HR, HR roles, HR evaluation, importance of HR competencies for 2025, what are the future roles of HR, the importance of collaboration, importance of HR post-pandemic. So I would like to introduce to you our speakers. First, Riya Kalpun, Prajakta Madgud, Surbhi Pagare, Marilyn Matthews. The motivation and the idea of this webinar is inspired from our educators, Dr. Kasturi Naik and Dr. Renuka Savit. I would like to tell you all that speakers will be keeping out videos on and off in between so that there is no network issue. Can I get yes in the chat box so we can begin with this wonderful and insightful webinar? Thank you for your replies. I request Riya Kalpun to take the webinar ahead.
Thank you, Samiksha. Good evening, one and all present here. I want to start and happy International HR Day. I want to start this wonderful webinar with this quote. Sir Hassan Chaudhary had said that the hardest challenge being in HR is that sometimes you have to be a lawyer, the judge, and the hangman. And yes, we all HRs will all totally agree on this. Okay. Now coming towards before starting the basic and theoretical knowledge, I want to ask everyone, what is the simple one-word term for HR? I request you all, please write your answers in the chat box. I repeat my question, what is the simple one-word term for HR? What does it mean? You can write your answers in the chat box. The one-word term for the HR. He's a lawyer, he's a judge. Thank you for the responses. Yes, HR is a person who make up the workforce of an organization, business sector, or economy. The HR process starts with the formulating the HR policies for the job requirement and ends with assuring a successful business growth of the company. That is why HR is an invisible agent that finds all the aspects of the organization to ensure smooth progress in a particular organization. Now, coming towards what people think about HR profile. Next slide, please. Thank you. Most of the time we hear that HR craft beautiful rangoli for festival, organize activity and plan for trips on the weekends, keeping an eagle eye on employees by CCTV cameras, play hire and fire game every day. But these assumptions are not that employees is showing the limited resources of knowing the HR's profile. But I want to clear in this. In the real scenario, HR works more than what we think. They enrich the hiring model and brings the best team for the relevant company. Also, they manage the employees, organize tasks, introduce the company's visions to the employees. And last but not the least, they are also responsible for the healthy office environment. Now let's see a corporate world without HR. Next slide, please. Thank you. Let's assume here, friends, HR is not a hardworking person, okay? And they are just sparing time. Then what happens if corporate houses and IT companies will work without the HR profile? You can write your answers in the chat box. What happens if corporate houses or IT companies will work without the HR profiles? You can write your answers in the chat box. Think it. What happens if corporate houses or IT companies will work without the HR profile? I repeat my question. What consequences companies will suffer without HR profile in corporate houses and IT companies? Come on, friends, you can write your answers in the chat box. I will repeat my question again. What happens if corporate houses and IT companies will work without the HR profile? Thank you for the responses. The consequences they will suffer, like, I want to add in this that if it affects the company's development in the market, also it will destroy the hiring model. True? Is that true, friends? Also it will destroy the hiring model, right? Stressful and emotionless working culture will happen. Employees will behave like a robot, right? And last, we can't afford this. Good and bad employees will work on the same boat. Therefore, these are the consequences we face in corporate world without HR. Okay, this all was the basic introduction of HR. Now I would like to call Prajakta to take the webinar ahead.
Thank you, Ria, for your great explanation. My name is Prajakta Madgul. Now, coming towards the main agenda of this evening is HR roles. Next slide, please. Yes, thank you. There are many types of HR roles because HR is a resource and a one human have to play different roles in one particular organization. Like our mom who plays the different and valuable roles in our houses, right? Can I get a right in a chat box? We all agreed that she is a good HR. Okay? Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for your responses. So, as like her, only HR plays the different roles in an organization. Coming back towards the HR roles. First is manpower planning. Manpower planning is also called as human resource planning. It consists of putting right number of people, right kind of people at the right place in the right time, doing the right things for which they are suited for achievement of goals. In the organization, human resource planning has got an important place in the arena of industrialization. I have one example for this. In IT, companies are often facing the business problems of hiring the right people for upcoming projects as well as attribution. These companies have multiple projects going on at a single time and upcoming projects in the pipeline. If they hire more people without planning, they will end up with the many resources. on the bench, which would eat into profits. And if they keep waiting until the last, they would have enough skilled people to set up the projects and eventually deliver customers dissatisfaction and losses. So these companies keep on forecasting and planning as per the market requirements, latest skill set, and their project pipelines. Most of the time, hired resources cannot be productive straight away, so that they need to train them, which would require further planning and time. So next is recruitment and selection. Next slide, please. It includes sourcing candidates online. This process involves everything from identifying the candidate, attracting, screening, shortlisting, interviewing, selecting, hiring, and onboarding the employees. Six steps to succeed in recruiting during and post pandemic. First is identifying new hiring goals. Review your recruitment process, improve your job diffusion. Fourth is boost candidate experience, leverage technology in the interview process. And sixth is use predictive assessments. These are few tips to help HR leaders to set up a new talent acquisition strategy and ensure their company's hiring success. Third is training and development. Training and development, who oversees the training programs, staffs, and budgets, and also manage the business to keep moving towards the ever changing business environment. Training and development manager is also responsible for the delivering business wide training initiative that drive the business growth strategies. There are two types of training. One is technical and second is behavioral. Now we will see one by one. First, technical training. Technical training is all about the job, obtaining the necessary skills to do job, adding new tools to enhance the job, relating smarter the faster process to expand the job. Second is behavioral training. It is blend of skills that are required in interpersonal relationship, emotions that will also help employees to work and perform well with their colleagues. Now, let's see how will you manage the behavior change challenge post COVID-19. Many people underestimate the challenges associated with behavior change. After the COVID-19 pandemic, this change is underpretended because the pandemic poses specific challenges. Post pandemic, change activates the conflicts detector in the brain, causing cognitive dissonance. Any kind of change will be challenged because the brain is uneasy. For example, you might find it is harder to get employees to adjust to being part of multifunctional team. COVID-19 may make it impossible to dream up a new future. Learning leaders should determine the possible thinking of any given individual. Change will require constant guidance into defined future. Fourth is performance management role. Next slide, please. Communicating an organization's missions and value to its customer and employees. Clearly defining the work expectations and communicating to everyone for ensuring success in the achievement of business goals and facilitating an overall performance improvement. During a time of COVID-19 crisis, it can be difficult to operate business as usual. Amidst the uncertainty, HR faces the challenges of being pulled in the different direction. The purpose of performance evaluation is to follow the process that contributes to effective management of individuals and teams to achieve their goals and organizational success. Next is compensation and benefit. Looking towards company pay system, deciding for employee pay is among the biggest challenges facing organizations in a wake of coronavirus shutdown. There is a no road gap. Any recovery in specific businesses market, and industries is very much going process with unemployment topping 13% according to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, and the rate considerably higher in some analysts view keeping pay tied to market is difficult at the best. Employers must tread carefully. Any decision they make now can affect their organization to year to come. Here is the one lesson from the recession of 2009 is don't do stupid things, said Alan Jones, managing director of company consultant Johnson Associate in New York. He said that be smart and plan. This is not the time for wishful thinking or pessimism. Don't make promises or premature decisions. Now, further roles will explain by Ria. Thank you.
Thank you, Prajakta, for the explanations. Now, next is organization development role. It means improve the organization effectiveness while still adhering to the company's cultures and values. Now, let's see organization development, opportunity, and challenges for OD in 2021. We might be relieved to see that back of the 2020, but the challenges don't stop when the clock strikes midnight on 31st December. For OD professionals, the priority for 2021 is surely to use all the skills we have to contribute to meaningful change in our organization. Opportunities are like to build back better, use the momentum created by COVID 19 to keep building change, to build on the rising status of HR and organization development, to play a vital role in leading through complexity. To establish organization development and human resource are creators of our business values. Challenges are like balancing operational and strategic demands, dealing with inertia, embracing healthy conflict, engaging carefully but confidently, gathering quality evidence. Now let's see industrial relations. Coming towards the industrial relations, industrial relations or employment relations is the multidisciplinary academic field that study the employment relationships. The advent of COVID 19 and its impact across all the aspects of our society has put enormous pressure, right, on the award system and its capacity to provide a framework for employers and also for employees to operate with a greater speed and agility as they battle the enormous challenges presented by the pandemic. Now let's see the HR operation. The next role is HR operations. Here in HR operations manager, responsibility includes the reviewing and approving budgets, implementing new company policies, and maintaining internal HR systems. The COVID-19 pandemic is an unpredicted crisis with severe economic consequences. Nobody knows how long the crisis will last and what the new normal will look like. Organizations are investigating whether the ways of operating that have served them well in the past will be fit for the future or not. At the beginning, HR has played a crucial role in the managing COVID-19 responses at the organization level. HR has been the driving force in keeping the workforce and organization engaged, okay, productive and resilient. The situation has illustrated the true value of HR and has proven the importance of investigating and flexible and robust HR process and structures. Now, navigating the future of HR to address the today's challenges are in the picture. You all can see the six priorities, okay, along the lines of the concept that is on mentioned in the slides. From these priorities, have formulated a set of questions I believe that HR organizations should be asking themselves to answer the emerged business challenges. The answer to this question will help you all to be an HR operator and to redefine its strategy and set the directions to the thrive in the aftermath of the pandemic. You can see in this picture, right? Now let's see HR generalist and HR specialist. Next slide, please. Thank you. HR specialist. The word specialist, as we say in medical language, skin specialist, eye specialist, heart specialist. In organization, there is a HR specialist, right? Can you all answer me why we say HR specialist? You can write your answers in the chat box. I repeat my question, why we say HR specialist? Like we say in medical language, skin specialist, heart specialist. Why we say HR specialist in organization? You can write your answers in the chat box. Yes, yes. Thank you for the responses. Thank you for the wonderful responses. The way of HR specialists are carried out seamlessly is a skill the HR holds. Knowing how versatile on HR's role in the company is knowing where they come to assist on. HR specialists come to facilitate and affect a lot of functions in an organization. HR specialist has come to amplify their stake in the following roles, which do not reflect their job profile. Nonetheless, they are involved in every aspect to create a fulfilling experiences. They act as strategic planner, coordinator, facilitator, spokesperson, advisor, creator, welfare and development, counselor, and last is negotiator. Now coming towards the HR generalist, HR generalist typically works under the direction of human resource manager to ensure all the needs of HR department support workers. The pandemic has also highlighted directly the HR generalist functions to reimagine how people work together and stay connected now and in the future. In many cases, human resource professionals have the additional responsibility to reskill the work force for the new roles and prepare it to be respond with the agility and innovation. This has significantly increased the requirement of HR generalist training courses. The fundamental changes in the advanced role of the HR generalist are like innovate and renovate employees' engagement models for work, switch to objective, continuous, and clear with the written feedback as they say. Consider hiring with the latest option like remote working, right? Employees' benefits may need to include convenience from the work from home, providing online HR training for necessary informative sharing and learning tools. Now, so friends, choose your own role in your own path to prosperity. Now, I would like to call Subi to take the webinar ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Ria and Prajakta, for giving such an enriching information about HR domain. As Ria said, HRM is the theory of organization development, but every theory has its own history. Today, I am going to explain you the evolution of HRM. Next slide, please. Yes. The evolution of HRM has been classified in following terms. The first, industrial revolution, trade unionism, social responsibility era, scientific management era, the human relations era, and the last, behavioral science era. The next slide, please. The period of late 18 is the period where British rulers were running the government. The decisions were related to companies and employees' growth are taken by the government. In that period, Robert Owen, the father of cooperative movement, wrote a book titled as New View Society. This book helps to improve the working conditions and work-life balance of laborers. After the 18th century, in the beginning of 19th century, the actual industrial revolution has been started, where the systematic development of HRM takes place. The development of machinery, the use of mechanical energy in production process, and large number of workforce working together. In order to manage people in the factory system of industrial revolution, the three systems of HRM were developed. The first one is recruitment of workers. The second is training of workers, and third is control of workers. The next slide, please. Yes, thank you. By the close of 19th century, the trade union movement was take place in HRM, where workers started to organize themselves based on their common interest from workers' association, which were known as trade unions. The basic objective of this association were to safeguard the interest of labor. These activities of trade unions force the owner to focus the benefits of employees and to adopt the practices which are more beneficial for the employees. In this 19th century, the World War II was happening, and because of this World War II, the women employment get started all over the world. The next slide, please. After that, scientific management era was started from 19 to 1920s. In this period, F.W. Taylor started to find out one best way to doing work is that cutting down the whole work into small components. This will increase the bond of employer and employee and helps to reduce the conflicts between the management. During the 1930s to 1950s period, the human relations era were started. In this period, the focus is depend on the product and the customer satisfaction. This period was termed as industrial psychological era. A group of professors from Harvard Business Schools and USA began and focus for human experts. They conclude that in order to have a better productivity, management should take a human relation as a part of organization. The next slide, please. Thank you. And at the last is the behavioral science era. This period shows that HRM means employees is an asset for any organization. But at the same time, organizations also have to appear to emphasize the employee commitment and their motivation. Therefore, in this period of 1960 to 1980s, so many practices are adopted related to personal development of employees. This era is led to development of two-way communication between employees, participation of employees, and joint goal setting, so on and so forth. This is the whole theory of history about evolution of HRM. Let's have a look on current scenario of HRM evolution. Next slide. Yes, thank you. We all know that the COVID-19 phase has widely affected in each and every firm. But to cope up with this, HRM started new techniques like recruiters now reconsider their optimal applicants to improve their efficiency, to give another chance for employees for better performance and reduce the lack of recruitment. The second one is employees now bring their pipelines with them. The word pipeline refers that a pool of potential candidates, either a company employees who are working in the company or the external candidates who are ready to fill the positions are started recruiting. This technique helps the recruiter to identify more qualitative candidates and fill the open position. This technique also helps to overcome the weak employer. We all know that work from home is not an easy thing at all. But to overcome this, now employees started implemented the mantra is that the organization is a school where the employees are students and employer are their mentor. Employees have to learn new things step by step, and employer have to teach them and motivate them for all their progress. By implementing this mantra, employees getting their progress virtually, because now the whole world is connected with each other virtually. I hope by giving this information, you get an idea about evolution of HRM, their past and present scenario. Now, I would like to request Marley to explain further information.
Thank you, Surbi. Now I have a question for all of you all. So, what do you all think is HR competencies, or what will be the competencies required for HR in the future? Can I get some answers in the chat box? Can I get some answers, please, in the chat box? Correct, correct. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Can we have the next slide, please? Okay, thanks. Okay, so there are four HR core competencies that the HR professionals will need to perform in the near future. Okay, so the first one that we have is data driven. Okay, so it's also known as evidence based. It's the ability to read, apply, create, and communicate data into valuable information to influence decision making processes. Okay, so the second one that we have is business acumen. So it is also known as business savvy or business sense. So it's the ability to translate the organization's purpose, mission, goals, vision, and business context into strategy, positioning, and HR policies and activities to best serve the organization's interest. Okay. So the next one, that is digital integration. So now everything has, all the businesses have gone online. It's digital integration everywhere. So digital integration, it's the ability to leverage technology to increase efficiency and to drive HR and business value. So the last one that we have here is people's advocate. So people's advocate, it's the ability to build a strong internal culture, communicate skillfully, get the best out of people, and act as a trusted employee. Can we have the next slide, please? Thank you. Here's a question for y'all. What do y'all think? What are the future HR roles for HR? Future roles for HR. Can I get some answers, please, in the chat box? What are the HR roles in future? I mean, what will be the roles that the HR will play in future? Can I get some answers, please, in the chat box? I repeat my question. What are the HR roles in future? What will be the roles that HR will play in the near future? Can I get some answers? Okay, thank you. So according to KPMG report, 3 in 5 HR leaders, what they believe is that the HR function may become irrelevant if it does not modernize its approach. So from that, only 37% of HR leaders, they are very confident in their HR's ability to transform the workforce and itself. So this highlights the importance of HR professionals future proving their skills. So if they want to stay relevant, their skills need to be relevant too, because we all know that we are facing COVID-19 pandemic now. No, the previous slide. Yeah, thanks. So now we are facing COVID-19 pandemic, and it has disrupted global economies and businesses, and even human resources has been at the heart of it, with organizations now on the cusp of recovery, and the role of HR, it's becoming even more important nowadays. So the coronavirus, it has drastically reshaped the economy and the labor force. Since its rapid spread around the world, it's like rapidly spread everywhere, and we have experienced titanic shifts in the way how we work, where we work, and the technologies we use to stay connected. So it's like a massive change in everything. So this massive change, it has escalated the importance of HR's role within organizations. And workers, what they are doing is they are turning to their managers and their HR leaders in particular for guidance on how to navigate in their new normal. And even research indicates that 73% of workers, they depend on their employer for support in preparing for the future of work. Yeah, so isn't that a great and a big huge amount? Okay, can we have the next slide, please? So now, so these are the roles that HR will be playing. So the first one that we have is they will be working on redefining the organization. Yes. So what do I mean by redefining here is re-establishing organization's culture. It will become a top priority for HR departments as organizations they look to adopt more flexible arrangements. So HRs, they must handle the social dynamics between employees, as it will no longer be the same due to varying working conditions, because there's no face-to-face interaction, and there's the workforce is dispersed, and there's a lot of work. So because of that, the HR need to handle the dynamic, the social dynamic, and the workflow, and everything needs to happen. I mean, it won't be as per normal, but it needs to be managed properly. And they must organize a regular check-ins exclusively for work, social interaction, or emotional support. So that is it is a great way. It's a great way to establish a balanced structure suited to manage a remote workforce and to strengthen relationships. And HR, they even need to support businesses in redesigning organizational structures and job roles to accommodate the new normal, with high emphasis on promoting operational efficiency. So, according to Hyoko Molan, he is the business lead of Accenture. So, what he says that redefining the organization, it will help clients embark on their digital transformation journey and spread our vision for the new HR. And he also added that redefining the organization, it helped HR functions meet both internal and external demands. This was said by Hyoko Molan. Can we have the next slide, please? Thank you. So the next one, that is HR will help in driving people's transformation. So the impact of COVID, it has left many businesses with considerable debt levels, then surging cost, little to no revenue, and weakened balance sheets. So HR, they must implement programs that will help incentivize employees to perform at a higher level while maintaining a healthy and competitive environment. HR must also consider transitioning to an outcome based performance management system. So, here what happens is the employees will be solely measured on their outputs rather than the time they spend working. And many employers, they also look at introducing performance monitoring techniques to track employees' performance and outputs. And HR will play a key role in ensuring they are successfully implemented. So HR, they must consider implementing effective programs to ensure employees are equipped with the new digital skills and the tools needed to succeed in today's workforce. So in IBM, what they did is, in IBM there's a Garrig methodology. So what is that is, HRs, they implemented programs that focused on incentivizing employees and provided them necessary digital skills and tools, which improved productivity and helped in positive transformation of workforce culture. And it also helped an organization build resiliency and help enhance employee experiences. This was done by IBM. Okay, can we have the next slide? Okay, so now HR, they also help to enable change in an organization. So digital transformation, it has become an increasingly hot topic and has posed questions around the role of HR moving forward. These digital technologies, they will help improve all the HR functions, including recruitment, onboarding, training, and so on and so forth. And workforce analytics enables HR to gauge employee experience, engagement, and satisfaction. HR, they can determine the strategic talent acquisition, development, and management decisions required to prepare the workforce for the challenges they will face post COVID-19 pandemic. So TCS, what they did was, TCS Human Capital, what it was, there was a HR transformation services that helped to evaluate employee experience, which in turn triggered change in the organization. It also helped to simplify processes, align to business needs, establish benchmarks, create business cases, assess and adapt digital solutions, enhance employee experience, reduce cost, and improve service delivery. This was done by TCS, Human Capital. Okay, can we have the next slide? Okay, here I have a question for you all. Why do you all think that collaboration is important? Why do we need to collaborate? A single person cannot work, or what does that mean? Why is collaboration so much important? Can I get some answers for teamwork? Okay, okay. Any more answers, please? Yeah, true. Great. Thank you. Thank you for those responses. Okay, so the basic mantra of today's business is that we have to collaborate. Okay, when we want to work, we need to collaborate. So collaboration in the workplace is a sign of effective team, as it harnesses the best out of two or more individuals together. So efficiency, it's an essential part of a team and an important aspect of the workplace. So workplace collaboration, it will keep everyone safe from the extra load of work that, as the work gets distributed, eventually there's extra load of work right now, there's too much of work. So with the help of collaboration, we can distribute work. Okay, and while the HR roles of the future will be much more specialized, it would be wrong to think of them as separate entities. In order for each function to really work, special HR units, they need to collaborate closely. And collaboration, it is a circle, or it generates a circle of knowledge and helps each team members understand their role. And there are even smart owners who look for encouraging their staff always to work with each other. So Cisco, we have an interesting case here, or we have an interesting thing done by Cisco. Cisco, what they did was they designed the collaborative connected workplace environment. So what this thing did was it optimized workplace that reduced real estate costs and boosted employee productivity and satisfaction. And Cisco IT, it planned to monitor employee movement using radio frequency ID, that is RFID, Wi-Fi, and ultra wideband tracking. This was done by Cisco. Okay, can we have the next slide, please? Yeah, human machine partnerships. Okay, so here's a question for you all. What do you all think by this term? What is human machine partnerships? We have heard of partnerships, we have heard of humans, we have heard of machines. So what do you all think is human machine partnership? Can I get some answers, please, in the chat box? Can I get some answers, please, in the chat box? What is human machine partnerships? We have heard of humans, we have heard of machines, but we have even heard of human machine partnerships. Can I get some answers, please? Okay, let me explain. So as the use of robots in companies continue to increase, it has become apparent that there is a need for human machine collaboration in the workplace. So judgment is usually easy when it comes to humans, but still hard for computers. And robots, they are very good at science of job, and humans, they are good at what we call as art of job. So essentially asking what is the right thing to do in a given situation. And a human machine teaming manager, so what is his role is that what he does is he operates at the intersection between humans and machines, and he aims to create seamless collaborations. And these managers, they would look for ways to increase cooperation rather than competition. The main focus here is on cooperation, not competition. And so this new HR role, it focuses on how both can work intuitively. We a few minutes back, we saw the importance, or we just learned what is why collaborations are important. Accordingly, likewise, even human machine partnerships are important. We need to collaborate, or we need to integrate, so that we can get the best results. Okay, so AI, it's a revolutionary intervention that boosts employee productivity. At the same time, it also helps HR leaders to perform and excel in their job. So there was a survey done here by Gartner in 2019. So that survey is called Artificial Intelligence Survey. So what they found out was 17% of organizations, they use AI business solutions, and in the in their HR function, and another 30% will do so in 2022. This was the statistics, and this was the findings. Okay, can we have the next slide, please? Thank you. So now we will look into the topic that why importance of HR post pandemic. Why HR is important, and post pandemic, or what will be the changes? Okay. Can we have this slide only? Okay. So the first one that we have is preparing for extended work from home. So employees everywhere, they have to pack their office desk and bring them home, and they are even and not every business can easily function with their employees working remotely. But the need to adapt has caused more and more businesses to pivot their strategies and find ways to make remote work viable. And what human resource here does is, they are in with I mean they partner with the company's IT team. They work with IT team, um, and they ensure that whether the employees are equipped with everything they need to be productive, working remotely for an extended period of time. They also ensure whether the company's network can handle the extended work from home. Yeah, that's the thing, or that's one of the thing where HR is working on, ensuring that the employees are given all the services needed, so that they can comfortably work from their home, or from their comfort zone, the workplace, I would say. Okay, so the next one that we have is supporting employees mental health. So can I get some answers please in the chat box, why mental health is important, why there is importance, so much importance given, or why the the companies need to manage their employees mental health, or their mental health needs to be considered. Can I get some answers please in the chat box? The importance of mental health, I mean why mental health is important, or why the employer needs to support, or needs to help here, help the employees cope up with their challenges or the problems that they face. Okay, yeah, thank you for this responses. Okay, so according to WHO, employee mental health, it's a blanket term for the psychological, social, and emotional well-being of employees in the workplace. So the concept, it helps to define how an individual assesses their own environment, copes with the stressors and external factors, and ultimately thrives or struggles in a workplace. So unfortunately, mental health issues, they are not often ignored. Sorry, they are often ignored in the workplace. So according to Kala Yudhishtu, she's the vice president of People's Operation at Think HR and Mammoth HR. So what she says is, many employers feel uncomfortable involving themselves in this intimate aspect of their employees' life. Conversely, many employees are hesitant to speak openly about their struggles, especially if the condition is affecting their job performance, or the stress of work is worsening the condition. So, mental health should be considered. It is very important, and companies, they do provide. They do provide. They are there for them, and there are companies. A lot of companies give importance on the mental health of the employees. So can we have the next slide, please? Thank you. So the next one, that is a flood of applicants, addressing the flood of applicants. Yes. So with more than millions of people out of work, they will be reapplying, or they will be applying to open positions in volume. So the one of the thing that HR is facing right now is bulk hirings. There is bulk hiring happening in companies I mean, a lot of companies, there are a lot of applicants who are applying for posts and just want to find some or the other job to work with and have some kind of earning, because it's very difficult to stay in such condition without a job. So for many organizations, human resource professionals will be at the forefront of the company, hiring, and will field resume I mean work in and will field resumes and candidates. So they will help the companies find out the best ones from that flood of applicants. Okay, so the next one that we have is virtual onboarding. Yes, so it's not like the same onboarding, the normal onboarding, it's a little bit different. But yes, HR professionals will likely be onboarding new hires virtually. So therefore, they must ensure that this process has been refined, and is as seamless as possible. So this also includes the completion of legal documents, technical training, and cultural onboarding to ensure new hires feel welcome and confident in their new role. So, virtual onboarding is something that HR needs to take care of, and I mean, all their documentation, everything happens properly. So that is one of the things that HR needs to take care of. And the last one that we have for today is virtual performance evaluations. So, performance evaluations should resume as normal, and for many organizations, they are realizing that doing away with annual reviews and conducting annually or quarterly is far more beneficial for employees. So, they feel that they can conduct performance evaluations more than once a year. So that will, I mean, help the employees in their growth and their development opportunities. And um, and they feel that with technology and the ability to conduct video calls, there is no reason to pause this evaluation, or there are no reasons that they cannot conduct it more than once a year. And even the performance evaluations, they are automated nowadays. So that's one of the thing that is done by HR and the companies. So now, as we move towards the end of our webinar, I would like to call upon my teammate Purnima to propose the word of thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Madeline. Uh, a very good evening to one and all present here. I, Purnima Metpelli, on behalf of DS NMITD and the happy managers of feel immense pleasure to take this opportunity to deliver the vote of thanks for this enriching webinar. I would like to thank our today's well-read and intellectual speakers, Ria Kalpun, Prajakta Mandu, Surbhi Pagare, and Madeline Metwis for takeaways. Today's our takeaways are from webinar are: in future, HR professionals are expected to master new range of skills such as people analytics, digital IT tools, strategic workflows, planning, design thinking, and so on. We have understood that an HR department corporate plays very crucial role by ensuring employee well-being, facilitating training and development opportunities, managing conflict resolution, performance consultation, and effective communication. So, keep learning every day and keep striving to become 1% better each and every day, because there is no shortcut to success. Success cannot be owned, but it is rented, and the rent has to be paid daily. Grateful speakers for sharing such insightful information with all of us. We hope that our audience will definitely go and research more about the valuable information which has been passed down to them today. I mention my deepest sense of appreciation and would place on my record gratitude to our institute, DSS NMITD Director Dr. Samadhan Kamkar Sir and Associate Director of NMITD Dr. Rasika Malia Ma'am for giving us this platform where we can evolve holistically into future HR leaders. I would also like to thank our beloved mentors, Dr. Kasturi R. Naik and Dr. Renuka Sawant, assistant professors at DSS and MITD, for always motivating us and being a compass during difficult times. I express my heartfelt gratitude to our team, the Happy Managers Hub, for their immense support and guidance to each other. We are so thankful to our diligent and talented IT team for all their technical intelligence. Moreover, how can we forget our amazing NMITD alumni and loving classmates and juniors who has always boosted our self-esteem and trust whenever the hub has aimed to achieve a mind-blowing vision for itself. Last, but definitely not the least, we are so grateful to our audience for being so active in the chat box throughout the webinar. Once again, I thank each one of you. Stay indoors, stay safe, take care, and stay protected. Bye. See you soon, all.
Hello, Kasturi ma'am.
Kasturi ma'am, I don't know where is she. 1 minute. Just a sec. I'll call her up.
Sure, ma'am.
I think some issue with the internet.
Yes, ma'am. I guess till then, Akanksha, would you like to take over for a vote of thanks?
Yes, sure, Vasu. Thank you so
Kasturi
much.
ma'am is there. She's chatting. She's put in the chat box. Am I audible? Yes, Akanksha. Sorry.
Yes, so thank you so much, ma'am, for being there. Actually, even Dr. Rasika Malia ma'am is there. So before me speaking anything, I would really like if she takes over and tells us how did she feel. And we are grateful that even Samadhan sir is here for the webinar. So yes, after Rasika ma'am, will be happy to hear Samadhan sir also.
Yes. So it was very wonderful webinar. We really appreciate. I hope I am audible.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
perfectly
Yes.
audible.
Yeah. Thank you. So I really appreciate the HR Hub for their dedicated and consistent efforts towards the spreading awareness related to HR field and other social issues during pandemic by means of webinars, talk shows, social media posts, and I especially thank you the Vkid Hub, a venture by DS NMITD batch 2019-21, for providing them all support in terms of technical intelligence. I really congratulate Dr. Kasturi Naik and Dr. Renuka Sawant, our proud HR faculties, for motivating students for such an innovative idea. My best wishes for the students of batch 2019-21 to carry ahead this vision in a structured manner. Thank you.
I will request even Samadhan sir to please give his opinions and
Opinions
things to us.
and things to us.
Yeah, sure, sure. Thank you, Akansha. First of all, a very good evening to everyone. A very nice webinar. For that, really, I like to congratulate the entire HR specialization of DS and MITD, the staff of HR specialization, and the students who have taken initiative who has initiative to start this concept of HR Hub. Even I have the name of those students. I like to take the name of those students. They're Akansha, Riya, Surbhi, Anuja, Shamali, Prajakta, Purnima, Marilyn, Samiksha, Kavya, Krutika. Even I know that the Vkid Hub, which is a venture of DS and MITD, is also supporting this event with the help of technical support. So even I will congratulate them. Let me tell you, in this current scenario, the HR is the department is the one who decides the fate of balance sheet of any organization. Even beyond this, the happiness index of any nation is decided how the HR is playing the role in that particular country. Uh, so one can easily analyze the importance of the HR, and not only that, the overall role of the HR in this current scenario, pandemic scenario, has changed dramatically because it has social aspect. Because in the the major fields which are related to human behavior, maybe the sociology, psychology, are directly related to HR. So the role of HR is changing very dynamically, and further it will change very drastically. So you all have the good scope in this particular field or the particular specialization, but unfortunately the awareness of HR specialization is not very prominent. Means students know more about the finance, marketing, IT, engineering, pharmacy, but as such there is not much awareness about the HR. But you all have taken a good initiative to spread the awareness of the HR specialization or the role of HR with the help of webinar, talk shows, and even I have seen the social media posts. So really, it's very commendable. And really, I'll also take the name of the individuals who have provided this technical support. I have their name: Vasu, Nishant, Kunal, and Pratik. Really, I congratulate you also for providing, because spreading the awareness need a good technical support, and you are doing that from your heart. So really, congratulations to all of you, and I hope that you will continue this trend in future also. And I'll request that in future you keep on motivating your juniors to keep this trend in a same manner. So once again, I congratulate you all for this initiative, and all the best for your future journey. Thank you very much. Now I request Kasturi Madam to proceed with certificate distribution.
Yes. So, am I audible now? Can you all hear me? Can I get a yes?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. So, first and foremost, I thank Dr. Samadhan sir, our director, DSS NMITD, Dr. Rasika Malia, our associate director, DSS NMITD, and Dr. Renuka Sawant, not only just a colleague but a friend, a soulmate, I must say, to be here and to grace this particular occasion with their virtual presence. It means a lot. So the certificates of the students are ready. And if Vasu allows me to share the screen, I would share it for you all on screen, and then you're going to get it in your mailbox. Thanks for the permission to give the certificates to the students for this initiative, Dr. Samadhan Kamkar sir, once again, Dr. Rasika Malia ma'am. And it is Dr. Samadhan Kamkar sir and Dr. Rasika Malia ma'am's culture building in the institute which have enabled me and Dr. Renuka Sawant, ma'am, to take this hub ahead. Without such kind of culture building, this was not possible. An open culture where we could, take this hub ahead. So now, you as on this International HR Day, me and Dr. Renuka ma'am would just wish for the entire hub to whatever we are doing via this hub and whatever you do in the corporate world, please create talent with the right blend of mindset, motivation, and method. Like Dr. Samadhan Kamkar sir said, HR is not only about performance, it is also about psychology building. So with the right kind of moral campus, that is mindfulness, compassion, and resilience, build the right talent at the right place by combining all the required parameters. So thank you. And Vasu, can I share my screen? Is it possible to share my
Yes,
screen?
ma'am. The button just besides the video.
Yes. So the certificates are ready. I'll just share it for everybody to see, and then you'll get it in the mailbox, and we can conclude for the day then. Mm. So can you all see the certificates, or you can see the screen only, I suppose, right? Not the certificates yet. Yes, these are the certificates. Yeah, give me a second. I'm sharing them. Yeah, these are the certificates which you will be getting in your mailbox. First one is Ria, then Akansha, Kavya, Anuja, Merlin, Purnima, Prajakta, Shamli, Samiksha, Surbhi, Kritika, Pratik, Kunal, Vasu, and Nishant. Hope you all could see the certificates. Yes, a round of applause for everybody. And thank you. And thank you once
Yes,
again.
ma'am, I would just like to say two words.
Yes, sure. And I would end my speech by thanking once again Dr. Samadhan Khamkar sir, Dr. Rasika Malya ma'am, and Dr. Renuka Sawant ma'am for giving us this time, because we do understand the kind of schedule during and post pandemic they have. So thank you for gracing this occasion with the virtual presence. Akansha, go ahead.
Yes. So basically, just a vote of thanks or a thank you is not what I want to say. Actually, the thing is, when you take an initiative to do something, the support that you need is always something that matters. And I guess we are lucky enough to have got that support from our faculty, from our dear Rasika ma'am, from our director, and from the entire faculty of NMITD. Like, in spite, everything was done virtually. The inspiration and everything, whatever we got, after the lockdown started, I guess it was not easy. Yes, it was a big task, but then because of all the support, we could come up and do these things. I yet remember the first webinar. We were very confused at what is it going to be, and now it's the fourth webinar that we are, delivering. It's really great to see ourselves being motivated and ourselves being, just turning the tables around. So yes, we all are very happy, and I am proud to say that in this Happy Managers Hub, we all are girls. Generally, they said that when girls come together, it is just gossip that happens. But here, I guess it is something opposite happening. We are delivering something to the society which we owe. And thanks a lot to the IT team, the entire IT team. They have stood so strong with us in our all the webinars. Thank you so much, Vasu, Kunal, Nishant, Pratik, for being there for us. It's just one phone call that we have to do, and you all are there for us. So thank you so much. Thanks to all the faculties. Thank you, Samadhan sir, for giving us a chance, keeping faith and trust in us that we can do it, we can handle this. And yes, now we're looking forward for our juniors to join us. Even we want to see them taking webinars like this. And we hope that one day the Happy Managers Hub is a renowned name in corporates. And yes, we will take this forward like our own baby. And we like to grow this hub a lot further. Thank you so much, ma'am, for all the trust, all the motivation and support.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am, sure.
Yes.
No, it is